Writing with New Media, an introduction to multimodal composing. I'm Shannon Carter. I'm Associate Professor of English at Texas A&M University Commerce. I'm also co-founder and co-director of the Converging Literacy Center, or CLIC, a research center dedicated to the study and support of writing in text in any modality and form in which it exists, the way it functions in our daily lives and in the real world and in communities, in how we work with communicating through text in whatever form they may take, which means we're necessarily concerned with the technologies of writing as technologies change how we write, how we compose in society. So our bread and butter then becomes new media. That's a deep-seated interest of ours, and as writing teachers ourselves, that's one of the main ways that we have begun to try to engage the current status of writing and what we most certainly expect to be the future. Literacy has in fact always been a collection of cultural and communicative practices shared among members of particular groups. As society and technology change, so does literacy, from the invention of movement from orality to literacy in the very beginnings to beginning to create texts with writing instruments that become a little bit increasingly familiar to us, to the development of the printing press, to revolutionary changes like the invention of the typewriter and the changes throughout that, and then of course the computer. These things have always affected the way we compose in our daily lives and in our professional lives, and that just continues now. In fact, this is the College Composition and Communication, a recent issue, fall 2010, where in a poster called Composition, they define composition as, in this way: to compose is to create. Artists compose paintings, photographers compose images, and computer programmers compose software. Likewise, writers, also called composers in fact, create texts for others to read, review, and respond to. So that means that as composing becomes increasingly digitized, the word composition, because of its relationship to composing in other fields, helps us think about how we can compose with images, sounds, and videos as well as words. And this matters. It matters to us as writers, and it matters to us as writing teachers, and for those who study writing and how writing takes place, it matters to all of us. So here's the thing: writing is in fact writing and is writing. It's all the same, just as storytelling and storytelling is storytelling. If you're a strong writer when working with alphabetic text, you can certainly figure out how to negotiate additional modalities. Old media most certainly serves new media and vice versa. When composing with new media, you're very likely to continue using older technologies: pencil, alphabetic text, pen, paper, screen, keyboards. They don't go away. Actually, instead, they accumulate, they morph, they extend. So as our composing processes change, new modalities enter. What we used before as writers, the methods that we use, continue to serve us well in other contexts. At the same time, they continue to change how we write. As I said, writing is writing is writing. So what does it mean to write then in the 21st century using 21st century technologies? How does new media force new ways of composing? How does new media further entrench our older ways of composing? Take a look at this Ryan Truman's short video. It's about 6 minutes, in which he grapples with these very questions and comes up with some interesting answers. The abstract here: production technologies have always mediated between thought and text. Pencils, paper, typewriters, digital hardware, and software. Usually if my text will be printed from a computer, I compose and edit on the screen. That's not the case if I'm sending a letter. This digital reflection investigates the impact of using modes of composition that don't match the modes of a text communication. What happens when I limit my composition strategies to written sentences when I'm composing for the radio or video? Watch this video if you would, and come back for the second part where we'll talk about standards.